Hey, what's up, world? Zach here from fearlesshustle.com. Welcome to another video and 5 things you can do to stay positive through life. Life's about perspective, and if you perceive your life as negative, you're going to think your life is negative. But if you perceive your life as positive, you're going to think life is positive. And that could not be more truer for anybody out there. Your cup is either half full or half empty, and how you see it is how the world is. The world is neither positive nor negative. The world just is, right? Things that happen are neither positive nor negative. It's your perception of them that happen. Case in point, in 2014, my wife and I had a miscarriage with our first pregnancy. Well, with her first pregnancy. And I viewed that as not only negative, but devastating. And my life for the next few months were negative and devastating. And it wasn't until my perception changed and we got pregnant again and we had our first son, I realized that the positivity in that event led to the birth of my second son, who would not be a gleam in my eye if it wasn't for that miscarriage. So while it might not seem positive when you're in the moment, finding a way to change your perception will change your life. Finding a way to look at the negative and create positive will be able to have a positive impact on the way you view the world. And so here's 5 things that I think everybody should do to stay positive through life and make a more positive life. Number 1 is remove the negative things and people from your life. When you go to, everybody knows these people, right? People that are always complaining, people on Facebook that are always complaining, block them. Friends that when you see them always complain, don't see them, right? I recently stopped watching the news because the news is nothing but negative. No matter what side of the political aisle you're on, the other side tries to push their own agenda, and it's all negative. Remove the things that are negative from your life and replace them with people that have positive energy, positive attitudes, and they're going to rub off on you, right? So number 1, remove the negative people and things from your life. Number 2 is stop saying can't, don't, won't, and other words. Negative words affect your mindset. Words affect your mind. If you're feeling, this is why you don't want to get around people that have negative energies, because their words affect you. So if you're constantly going through the I can'ts, I don'ts, it's all negative words, switch to positive words, right? Instead of saying I don't have time, say I have other things to do, right? Instead of saying I can't play basketball, say I'm better at playing soccer. These positive little pitches that your brain's going to get will make a difference as you automatically start to go to think positive. So number 2, stop saying can't, don't, and won't. Number 3 is keep your life into perspective. No doubt that you're going to have a hard day, weeks, months, years, 10 years, even a tough life. But keep it in perspective. There is a funny scene in, I think it was like Hangover 2, where one of the guys they thought was dead but didn't, and one of the other guys said, you had a bad day, and he's like, did you die, right? Every single day where you have 2 feet on the ground instead of 5 feet underground is a good day. Yeah, it's hard. It's a grind, but keeping it in perspective that you can go outside still. You can take a deep breath. You can feel the sunshine on your face. You have the ability to stretch and shake off what's going on and then get your ass back to work. Like, that's keeping life in perspective means that you could always find the positive in a situation. What's the saying? I was mad that I had no shoes until I saw a guy with no feet. I mean, keep it into perspective and maybe even ask yourself sometimes, but did you die, right? So number 3 is keep your life into perspective. Number 4 is overcoming hardships to raise your status quo. There's a lot of people that avoid struggles, that avoid pain, that avoid uncomfortable situations. When you approach an uncomfortable situation, if this is your max and you approach an uncomfortable situation, if you back down, you're always going to be at this level. But if you push that level up and get out of your comfort zone, you just raised your status quo on your comfort level. The more you do that, the less painful it gets. I remember I have a job in sales, and I remember my very first presentation in front of 14 people. I was scared shitless. Like, my heart was pounding. I felt like I was sweating. I felt like I was doing so many I don't knows. But now, 4 years later, I can speak to a room of 50 people with no hesitation because I raised that status quo, right? Everything you do, exercise, right? If you have never worked out, your first workout sucks, right? You're going to be sore. You're not going to want to do it. But the next one's going to be easier. And the next one's going to be easier until you start doing harder exercises to get back to where you were day one, right? So embrace the struggle, embrace the pain, embrace the hard days, knowing that these hard days, these hard times are going to make you what is stronger in the future. So number 4 is overcoming hardships to raise your status quo. Number 5 is my favorite. It's don't worry and be happy. I listened to an interesting podcast, this is a couple years ago, and it was that we need to choose our thoughts the same way we choose our pair of pants and our shirts in the morning, right? We constantly go through the same pattern, and if that pattern is negativity, that we always have that pattern there. But if we wake up and say, okay, I'm going to wear my dark jeans, my red shirt, and I'm going to come in with a happy attitude every day, that instant jolts, that jolts you into this mindset of how you want to be, and you're going to start your day better, right? The best way to be happy and positive is to go be happy and positive. There's no magic bullet. You need to make that conscious effort every single day to be happy and create the life that you want on your terms. Create that positive environment. If you struggle to do this, be overly positive. It's amazing what just smiling through the day will do for you. Okay, if you don't know how to be happy, try to just sit there and smile for 10 minutes and just see what happens. Just sit there, right? And this might actually annoy people if you just sit there and smile. What are you smiling at? I'm happy. But it works. And once you start developing that habit of being happy and being positive, you're just going to do it from second nature, right? The same thing as number 4. Once you do something, it's going to become your status quo. So the more you can consciously be happy and be positive, the more you'll be happy and you'll be positive. So there you have it. 5 things to live to stay positive through life. Number 1, remove the negative people from your life. Number 2, stop saying can't, don't, won't. Number 3, keep your life into perspective. Number 4, overcome the hardships to raise your status quo. And number 5, don't worry, be happy. You can check this out at thefearlesshustle.com. It's one of the blog posts. I'm just making it into a video to get better content out. Check out all of our other blog posts. We've got some apparel on there as well. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm trying to produce more content to really preach the message of living a positive life. It's a beautiful thing on this side of the world, so we're hoping to maximize it. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.